G'day guys, well it's late afternoon here in Wanaka. I'm actually going to take a drive this afternoon out to a forest which is about probably 45 minutes drive from here. It's a place I've been eyeing off for a fair while now, and to be honest, it's something I've never done much, is to get into the forest, into that green overlay, that green sort of mossy stuff, and shoot that. So it's something new to me. It's a bit of a challenge. It's one of those afternoons where it's sort of a bit overcast, a bit sort of cloudy and gloomy and stormy. There's not a lot of bright sun around. So I sort of think it's conditions that would be good to get into a forest. So we'll go for a drive. We'll probably stay there till near enough close to dark, and hopefully we're able to come up with a couple of shots. So yeah, just thought I'd shoot a little video, bring you guys along for the ride, and fingers crossed, let's hope we can get some good shots for you. Let's go. So just getting a lot closer now to the forest. Probably only about 15 minutes to go. Really beautiful afternoon actually. There's some really soft light around. There's some sort of moody, stormy clouds. Not sure if it's going to rain, or I don't think it's going to rain. It's just got that stormy, moody look to it. Sun's sort of poking through up here in front of me now, so there's sort of highlights of light coming through there, but it is a lot softer light than direct sunlight. So that's sort of hopefully the right sort of light for shooting in a forest. We'll see what happens when we get there, but so far the weather's looking pretty good, so fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Regardless of whether we get any good photos today, it's still good just to get out amidst all the stuff that's been happening in the world in the last week or so. It's just good to get out in nature and have a bit of fun. To me, that's what photography is all about. It doesn't matter if you get an amazing shot. It really doesn't. As long as you go out and enjoy yourself, get out in nature and have a bit of fun. You pretty much always learn something every time you go out. Even if you don't get a good photo, you generally learn something anyway, so it's worth going. Alright, we'll see you when we get there, guys. Okay guys, so I actually have arrived here now in the forest. It's pretty late in the evening actually, like it's not that far before sunset. Just taking a bit of a walk through the forest now. There's not a single person here. It is a relatively well-known location. I can't remember the name of this place, but I will put it on the video. So if you ever want to come here, you can come and check it out. It is a place where you do normally get a few people, but surprisingly there's no one around at all. It's just me. So we'll follow the trail up here and see what I can find. It's sort of still overcast. There's no sort of direct sunlight there, so yeah, hopefully I can find something to shoot. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so I've been walking through the forest for quite a way now. I've actually changed tracks. So I started off on one track that was sort of going up a hill, thinking I'd get up sort of more elevated towards the top of the hill and maybe find something up there, but I just haven't been able to find anything. So I've switched to another track now, which is a lower, I guess a little bit more flat sort of country, but I still I did get my camera out a couple of times and have a look at a couple of compositions. There was some sort of reasonable light catching on a few trees, but it just looks a bit messy. It just doesn't look right. So far I haven't been able to find anything, but that's okay. I'm not stressed. It is a bit of a recce sort of a trip, this one, just to try and find something. I'd have to be honest and say this forest probably I don't think is that good. It's very messy. There's a lot of undergrowth, a lot of small trees in your foreground. Sometimes you see shots that look quite good, but then there's a lot of mess in your foreground, a lot of smaller trees and twigs and things like that, so it makes your compositions a little bit messy. So I haven't fired a shot yet. I can down the track here, down this way, I can hear water. I know there's a river close to here, so I'm going to continue down there, down to the river or the creek, and just see what I can find. Hopefully I might be able to find a shot there. If not, then I'll go back to the car and start heading back home. There's some nice clouds in the sky, so I might even find something to shoot on the way home. Something did catch my eye on the way up here. A little side track off the road, and there was a nice tree next to the track. Don't know if it'd be any good, but it looked alright, so worst case scenario I'll stop by there and check that out on the way back. But we'll go down to the river here and see what's there. Here's a couple of photos I shot in one of my favourite locations, quite close to the forest. This was only a couple of days earlier. Got down to the creek there. Creek looked alright. Wasn't bad, but it's just, yeah, this wasn't blowing me away. I did try a couple shots. Just didn't work. It's almost sunset now, so I'm gonna make a late dash, get back to the car and then rush back towards Wanaka. And hopefully I can find something to shoot along the way back. If not, we'll go home and have a cold beer. So I stopped off at that other location on the way home. Unfortunately I didn't get a photo, but check out the sunset. Finished off the day with a homemade curry and some local wine. Not too much to complain about.